anti-vax thing going on, and I was just talking about it. So if you're on YouTube right now, you're in the middle of that because I already said something and I'm not repeating it. The fact that like people saw the FDA approve the Pfizer vaccine and immediately, you can't trust the FDA. You're right, but damn how quickly you flopped. Damn ratio. Plus you fell off. I don't get what the fuck you are talking about anymore. I'm not injecting that experimental drug into my body, bro. You rail cocaine off strippers' asses, bro. Come on. Next time Starbucks comes out with something, they're just like, we're just experimenting with these flavors. I want you to have that same energy. Then, yo, and it almost gets me so mad because people were like talking about having better health habits, having a better immune system, healing yourself, drinking lemon, doing all of this. And I'm like, how do you have these solutions to this virus like the moment it happens? But when I tell you that like we adapted a previous vaccine work into this one, which is science, which helped us gain more momentum in being able to develop it that fast, you look at me crazy. Like, remember when we used to say that like, Chinese restaurants be cutting up dog and rat for pork? If you ended up finding that out, would you stop eating it? No. You've been eating it the whole time. Is the ideology of what they now use to making your stomach turn? It's an experimental vaccine. It's been given 4 billion. Wait, okay, I did this on the Florida video, so I'm almost gonna have to repeat myself. I remember the number because I screamed it in the middle of the hotel. 1.87 billion people are fully vaccinated. Where's the experiment at that point? No vaccine in the history of vaccines has ever had prolonged effect. It dies in your body after 72 hours. Then people telling me, we don't know the long-term effects. What happens in 2 years? Nothing. It's not in you anymore, bro. It's not in you anymore. That's why when the blood clots were happening with the J&J, 7 out of the million, get the scale of that. 7 people out of a million had an issue with blood clots and they shut down the vaccine. They immediately was like, hold up. It took 7 out of a million. That means 999,993 people did not have that issue. And for 7, they were like, no. Where's the experiment after the billion, bro? Matter of fact, that means that you have what is it, 7 in a million? I don't want to say that. You got such a low chance of something happening to you. If we were to extrapolate that 1-to-1 comparison for a vaccine that the majority of the people didn't fucking get. So we multiply 1,000 to a million. So that means 7,000 people out of 1 billion you have a 0.0000007% chance of a vaccine issue. 7 out of a billion if we were to extrapolate that, which would then require that shit had sour cream, cheese, beans, and beef. It was so good. This is the first vaccine based on mRNA tech. The whole damn thing is an experiment. See, that's not correct. That's not correct. I think the vaccine doesn't work like it should. It just might be the flu vaccine. It helps, but doesn't get rid of it fully. That's what all vaccines do. Oh my God. I'm not calling you. See what I mean? Because of, and now I have to reference a piece I just did. Oh my God, we're already doing references to previous pieces that I just did today. because there was no like ready available level of education for us to even wrap our heads around that. And I'm gonna explain it in full in one quick second. We ask these questions immediately without realizing that the answer is in ourselves. Appreciate the follow. We ask ourselves these answers, or we ask ourselves these questions when the answer should have already been given to you. People ask the question, why don't we mask up or mandate vaccines for the flu? And to which I say, that's why we should have. It is one of the very few vaccines that we have that are not mandated by the government. And yo, when people used to say to me, okay, so if you guys don't know already, I've had 143 people die over the course of March 2020 to today. And the majority of these are COVID. I've had a lot of people in my life that I didn't know were like super anti-science, super Republican. Like I didn't really care when I was meeting up with them, but as the pandemic obviously revealed anyway, I don't want to put dirt on that. I miss a lot of them. A guy who was going to give me a really great apartment passed away. I think it was yesterday or the day before from COVID. I'm not going to do that right now. People would say, why don't we mask up? Why do we not mandate the flu vaccine? That's why the flu kills so many people per year. The vaccine is meant to lessen the symptoms of the virus you catch, as opposed to letting it run its course fully. But we're so accustomed to the flu being something we can get over that we don't take it as a serious threat. That's why there's a new one every single year. That's why we have multiple ones in this course of time. And that's why we'll probably end up with this in our regular round of vaccines like we do every year. Because that already was a thing. And the fact that we don't talk about it as a thing makes us not see it as a thing. So when this happened, most people who are accustomed to having these conversations didn't have these conversations. Because doesn't everybody else think like that? No. Why don't we mask up for the flu? Why do you think the flu spreads so quickly? Because you be sneezing at you be sneezing at work. I remember the last school I worked at where everybody on their fucking planet was getting sick in our circle because somebody came in with the flu and it started making other people sick. Should we have masked up for that? Yo, imagine if we did though. Imagine if there was a protocol that kicked in that recognized that somebody that works with a lot of people, especially children, got sick and didn't tell anybody until it hit them harder. Yo, I think I came down with the flu. Then another person comes down with the flu. Then another person. They're less likely to die because the flu is not a virulent strain that kills people the way that other viruses do, but it can harm you. We know this. There's your research. Do your research on influenza strains. And it mutates every year because it spreads every year so quickly. The vaccine is what keeps those numbers low. This is the same scenario. That's why having COVID unchecked killed so many people. Because there was no deterrent for it. Now, you can go on your whole ideology about masks, mandates, this and that, but you can see where this might cause an unchecked problem, unlike the checked problems that we have. That's why when people bring up the flu comparison, I always feel weirded out because it's like, that's why you can make that comparison because we don't care as much. People die from car accidents so much more than the flu or COVID, which now is not true. Why don't we put more safety into that? Why do we care? Why don't we care about the people who die in automotive accidents or people you can get choked by covers in your sleep? There's but only so much protection I can give you in life. People don't wear their seatbelts. People get distracted while driving. There are only so many restrictions or, and I hate repeating this word, but this is the word of the day, regulatory practices. People reacted the same way to masks as they did to seatbelts. But you yourself right now would say, well, that's dumb. Seatbelts obviously are necessary. Yeah, people didn't think so back then. For the same reasons, and I did this in my big vaccine talk, for the same reasons that they don't like masks. They said the same thing. It was tyranny. It was a government overreach to mandate seatbelts in cars. But we did it, and now we saving lives, but people still die. So I guess the seatbelts don't matter. People still die. People are still getting COVID with the vaccine. Yeah, it doesn't stop you from getting COVID. I understand that the messaging sucks. We're gonna have a whole day next week where for like an hour I'm just gonna rip into how shitty this messaging was, because I think that's the majority of the fault. Way too many people, too many cooks in the pot. There needed to be one figurehead to say everything, and that was it. Because once you got one piece of contradicting here, and then you had the pandemic thing there, like, it was over. Fair, we can have that. You can have that. But what you will not have is one saying, this is the first vax based on mRNA tech. That's not true. A quick Google search, which I will not provide to you right now, will tell you that. And it's crazy because there was no reason for anyone to ever care about it until it became something, which yet again references the video I just made. It was something that nobody had to care about until they had to care about it. And that sucks. It really sucks. Because people are going to now say, oh, well, I heard this nurse, or I heard this doctor, or I heard this person say, and it's like, it's really hard for me to discredit one person while uplifting the same person with the same credentials. But this leads me to the final point about this thing that we're about to watch that I haven't started watching yet. How long did I spend talking? Oh my God, like 11 minutes talking about it before I watched it. It leads me to say millions of doctors, 95% I think of all US doctors at some point are vaccinated. You listening to the 5%, while in 3 years nothing happens, the movement doesn't dissolve because you realize it was full of shit. Because the people who should realize it's full of shit are the ones starting the movement. See why we can't have this discussion rationally? It's not your fault. It's not my fault. We are not the bad actors when we're trying to have a conversation based on the information that is available to us. We are having a battle of odds because I keep telling y'all, when you cap for the other side of this argument, you are involving what we're about to see, what we're about to watch. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
They're not vaccines. They're poison.
It's in my hood. It's my city. He got a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. There's no masks in sight. Come on.
Vaccine. This isn't a vaccine. This is some kind of a bio-pharma injection.
Which leads me to the point that you had set up there about the experiment. The experiment. I just had that's what you were saying. I just ate a fire-ass burrito. Damn. I kind of want a burrito. Not gonna lie. I've had some taste for like some type of Spanish concoction over the last couple weeks. Yo, a burrito would slap. Anyway, it's some type of bio-pharma injection. Ask your fucking doctor what's in anesthesia. Right fucking now. Google it. What's in anesthesia? I promise you it's gonna blow your fucking mind. I promise you, realizing why you need an anesthesiologist to be the only person in the room who understands that equipment more than anybody else is like half the struggle of what I'm talking about right now. Half the struggle.
My name is Garrett Ramirez and I am a socialist.
Then what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm scared now. I don't want to see what you're going to say.
Proudly. You don't get many of those in this movement.
He getting booed. Okay, I was right.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What the fuck does that mean? What is she doing?
Discrimination based on race, gender, age. Policies that discriminate against the unvaccinated will do the same thing.
Hopefully by the end, hopefully at this point in the video, you figured out now, like, why you shouldn't cap for this side, but take that into account. Policies that discriminate based on age, gender. What does she say?
Do the same against the unvaccinated. Age. Policies that discriminate against the gender. Age. Policies that.
Gender, age.
Race, gender.
Race, gender, age. The vaccine is free and available to everyone. That is the counter to your entire antithesis of your thesis point right now is literally something that you are recognizing as like the thing is up to you not to do. People couldn't stop being black. People couldn't stop being gay. Yeah, I chose to be black. I want the discrimination. Booing at the socialist Sevi. I was like, I knew that was coming too. I knew that was fucking coming. I knew that was fucking coming. Because of course. Because of course. Because of course.
Age. Policies that discriminate against the unvaccinated will do the same thing.
This is a trick to get us to have digital IDs. They don't know science, but they know marketing.
Okay, the last stream I did, I said I wasn't gonna mold, so this is all the molding from that stream. Yo, what the fuck, homie? Oh, he's gonna zoom in on the phone. I shouldn't have paused it. I knew he was gonna zoom in on the phone. Hey, yo, MTA got Omni now, and we worried about digital IDs. The government knows. The government could pinpoint a drone strike at any American citizen right now, and you wouldn't even be able to remotely prove it happened. You're fucking stupid. You're fucking dumb. Yo, you're fucking stupid. No way.
These son of a bitches are not gonna force me to put some vaccine in my kid's face.
This is not an anti.
They're not gonna force. They're not gonna force the vaccine into my kid's arms. Bitch, we literally don't even have it authorized yet. That motherfucker don't got kids. Honey, you're not gonna go out there and make a fool of yourself and have us on the internet looking stupid, right? Of course not, honey. Oh, I almost did something really stupid. I almost threw my water at the screen because I was like, you fucking schmuck. Oh my God. You are literally too dumb. You are literally too dumb. Too dumb. You make my brain fucking hurt. Oh my God. So, my final takeaway. If you're anti-vax, you claiming that. That's it. You don't get it. You can't escape that. You don't win. You don't win here. You don't. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to fucking hear that because you need a victory at some point and you hate when other people tell you you're dumb or your ideas are stupid or whatever. I get that. I hate it too. But right now, right here, You lose, I win.